everybody. Welcome into the Ace Ballers. I almost say fantasy footballers again. The final Ace Ballers podcast for the season of 2019, maybe
I'm
ever.
going to kill myself.
Wow. We'll also do a podcast. I'll get somebody else. It could be you who does the podcast with me next.
For the contest.
I am your champion. I put champion on there, Kyle Nicolos.
Nice.
And then I put runner-up analyst.
Loser.
Loser. This is it. We came to the final showdown between you and me, and I think the better man won.
I doubt that.
Nah, he didn't win. I had no business winning at all.
Yeah. No, you put a lot of faith in Kenny Drake, and
that was
paid off.
That was.
Plus, you listened to me and picked up Ryan Tannehill.
You know that
after like a few weeks of me telling you to pick him up, you picked him up.
I finally picked him up,
and it was my downfall.
And I did. It was your downfall, and it was. I did that in my other leagues too, and I won majority of my other leagues too.
He looked so good. I don't know why he was just sitting out there in the waiver wire. I snagged him in our other league.
You didn't have him because you had Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
But you easily could have played defense and just kept him on your bench. But I don't think you do that like in the playoffs like that.
You picked him up like 2 weeks before playoffs even started. I wasn't thinking like that at the time.
That's
it was
true.
more like I'm still trying to get through I was like finishing up my bye weeks and trying to put together a playoff team. And
it was really funny because the week of our, we'll go into it. In fact, let's just go into it right now.
All right.
We're going to start this right now. Kyle, here we go. Just take that off. So there. And then I'm going to choose the big screen and that.
There you go.
Yes!
You did it.
I'm going to forget everything by next year. And we're going to have to start this whole process over again. Let's just go straight into the championship matchup.
Yeah.
I beat you by 160 to 0.
You beat by player. Good job.
This is not.
That's week 17.
Wait, I can actually see week 17. Damn, I put 160 in week 17 too.
That's pretty good.
That's actually really good.
Well, I didn't do anything because all my.
No, that's not right. I did not put up 160.3 this week and 160.3 in week 17.
I think it didn't count. Yeah, because I didn't put up. I'm sure I didn't put up anything because Lamar Jackson was benched and Mark Andrews was benched.
That's
and
true.
All my team was benched. Chris Carson was hurt.
The championship game, it ended up being 160 to 153, which
was
extremely
very close.
And not only was it close though, it was a high scoring fantasy game.
It was.
Like if you take our league averages this year in terms of how many people scored what points,
we both scored over average in this.
160 to 153 is an incredibly close game, and a very high scoring game. Mm-hmm. But let's take a look now. The thing you have to understand about how I was feeling this day, the storyline of how the final score actually ended up happening was so up and down the entire time. Yeah. I was in the build room doing the tree lot stuff. I was building everything, but I had every game going on my iPad, and my phone was playing one game, my iPad was playing another game, and I was just watching and building. But what happened is I think our projections were 138 to 156. I was projected to lose by 20 points. And it was really good to start out with for me because the very, very, very beginning of the day, Lamar Jackson had like 4 points right before the halftime was about to end. Lamar Jackson for you had like 4 points or 3 points or something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty low.
And I was up.
Same with Mark Andrews had.
Mark Andrews had nothing. I was up 64 to 32 with like 2 or 3 minutes left before halftime over, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Your projections fell all the way to like 132 really or something like that, and my projections were like right about the same, 145, 144, a little over, and yours was way under. And I'm thinking, holy shit, I have this. I got that. And that was the last time I felt good about beating you at all for the rest of the time. Because before halftime ended, Lamar Jackson throws a touchdown pass to Mark Andrews. And immediately my heart sinks because it was like a 30-yard touchdown pass to Mark Andrews, something like that.
I think it was 35.
35-yard touchdown pass. So all of a sudden from going from 64 to 32 that day, you jumped to like 54, 50, like almost tied with me.
It was one massive play for me.
At halftime. And I'm like,
I thought he got a second one, or was it right when they came back from half? He got another touchdown.
Right when they came back, the very first drive of the next half. So I'm thinking this, now all of a sudden you jump back up and now you're projected at 148 to my 144 or whatever it was.
It was close.
And I'm like,
again.
that is so dumb. Like, why? Like, of course that freaking had to happen.
That
I couldn't get one game with Lamar Jackson just going 0 points. Then immediately after that, I'm sitting here watching the game. I have the Ravens game on, and I have I think I want to say it wasn't Tannehill's game. I think he was in the afternoon.
No, he was the same time.
Okay, so then it was the Tennessee Titans game I had on because I was watching that game, and
because I had Tannehill in the other league, and I was remember watching that, and
Did I?
he got like a couple touchdowns late.
I had AJ Brown, and AJ Brown
rushing touchdown.
AJ Brown had 0 catch, or he had 1 catch for 14 yards the entire game, but he had a rushing touchdown. So of course I'm thinking like, of course that had to be a rushing touchdown. That couldn't have been a screen pass or something.
Yeah.
So I could double up.
You get the stack like I got with.
And then I would have felt much better. Yeah. But then immediately back from halftime, Lamar Jackson throws another touchdown pass to Mark Andrews, and you're up 97-64. And the whole time I'm like, come on. I think I only had like 4 guys playing in the afternoon games, and I'm like, and then 1 guy playing in the late games. And I'm like, come on. Just I have to be able to stay even. If I stay even with him, I'm feeling good about myself. Yeah. Because I think you had a majority of your guys done in the morning, and then you had 2 guys going Monday night.
And I had half my guys by the morning, and then I had Carson.
Oh, you had Carson. That's right.
Sutton and my defense going in the afternoon.
That's right. Okay, and my defense, New England, played the day before.
Yeah.
And Edelman played the day before, and Edelman got me 11 points, was right around his projection, but I was really hoping for more, and the defense did crap for me against Buffalo. but your projections were also like at night. I mean, you knew, like, theoretically, Pittsburgh against New York, you thought could have been, this is like a 30-point game, and that's what I was thinking.
Come on, Adam Gase. What the hell happened? You're supposed to be so bad.
Adam Gase, man, just not.
You just love to ruin my life, don't you?
He does. I'm freaking out. I'm flipping out. And we get to the afternoon games. And at this point, going into the afternoon games, you had a 93% chance to win. Yeah. And I had a 7% chance to win.
Yep.
And of course, and I was depressed. My builds were not of great build quality because I was so depressed. I yelled at customers. It was really bad.
It was bad on the store.
It was just bad, man. It just affected me deeply. That's all a joke, Uncle Kevin, if you're watching this. But I was ready to call you. I was ready to send you a text. I was kind of avoiding the jinx of texting you during this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it was so emotional, but I really wanted to text you the whole time during it.
I was emotional too, especially in the afternoon games.
When
everything turned around.
So I project he has 93% positive chance he's going to win. So I've basically given up at this point. I was very close to hitting send on a text that says, hey, dude, congratulations. That was a great season. If I had to lose to anybody, I'm glad it was to you. So close to sending that text. And I had given up. You were at 122, something close to that.
I think it was 128, I want to say.
128 going into most of the afternoon games?
So. It was 120s.
And then...
I had 5 people left. So that was half my team got me 120.
And I had barely crept over with like only 2 or 3 guys left to play. Over 100. And you still had guys, and you had Boone, you still had a running back going.
I had Carson, I had Boone, I had Sutton, I had defense.
He was at 127 with all those fucking stars to play.
Really good players.
And I had 3 guys left, and I was barely over 100. I had Kenyon Drake, I had DeAndre Washington, and kicker?
Yeah.
Yeah, the game, the night game.
Yes,
And that's what I had to work with. And again, you're at 93% to win. I'm at 7% chance to win. And I'd given up. Even if they do good, even if Kenny Drake does good, I don't win. Even if DeAndre Washington does good, even if like all these guys do good, they would have to have done exceptional for me to have a shot.
Or
we'll get to that. You had these guys going, and Kenyon Drake runs for an 80-yard touchdown. But I
upset me, but then I was like, I still have a big lead.
That's the same exact thing I said.
Exactly how I felt.
Same exact thing I said. It was. I literally said out loud as I got the little top down thing because I was watching it.
16 points.
It was like 16 points in one shot, and I'm like, fuck you, Kenyon Drake. Don't fucking get my hopes up. Like, you're going to do this all fucking for two years. And I'm not just 2 years in our last 2 leagues.
Yeah.
2 years across multiple leads. I kept Kenyon Drake. We had an on and off thing going on, like him and Adam Gates' wife. I kept dropping him. I picked him back up. I dropped him. I picked him back up.
You dropped him twice this year.
I dropped him twice this year and then picked him back up this year. I picked him back up right when I heard there were rumors of him being traded because, again...
Because I heard that and I went to go look for him and I was like, damn, he's gone.
And I already got him. I was like, he is the most talented back, and on a different team, he can be exceptional. He can be a Christian McCaffrey-ish style player. Maybe not like that much in the receiving game, but, we saw in his first game against San Francisco, on that Thursday night game when he was on the team for all of 3 days, he torched San Francisco. He was that dynamic of a player.
Yeah.
But he got that, and then he got another touchdown. And then he got, I think he got 3 in that game.
Special guest coming.
Oh, special guest. Look who's here.
It's right.
Micro Chap Hole himself. Hey. Wait, you're not in.
Not in it. Yeah, you got to get him between us and crouch. There he is.
We're
going over the championship?
So we're going over our championship game right now.
And we're at the afternoon game. This is taking a long time, actually.
It is. Well, I mean, we're going to do ours. We don't care about anybody else's. It's all about the championship.
I don't think anyone else. Well, Kendrick cares.
Okay.
You have it backwards.
I did it again. I suck at this. Okay, so we're gonna solo that, and then we're gonna go here and click on that and that.
There you go.
Okay.
You fixed it.
I'm getting better. I'm slowly. This is over now.
So afternoon games. Drake, 80-yard touchdown run.
And I got all the
first offensive play of the team.
First offensive snap of the game for them was an 80-yard touchdown run from Kenny Drake. So I thought he might have a good game. But again, I was like, doesn't matter, too little, too late.
I wasn't scared. I had Chris Carson going in the same game against
You had Chris Carson, you had Devontae Adams, you had Boone going, you had all these guys going, and you were projected at one... At one point, you were projected at 182. At one, you were as high as 182. When we went into the afternoon games, you were projected at 176 or something like that. It was something very close.
He remembers.
Your highest projection was 182. So basically, I was just like, it doesn't matter what happens here.
No.
Then, in the afternoon games, there was a bit of a shift. I was watching the Detroit... No, I wasn't watching Detroit. I was watching the Arizona... Seattle game because Kenny Drake was in there, and I needed
Chris Carson was in there,
and Chris Carson was in there. Exactly. So what happens? Freaking Chris Carson
gets hurt in the first quarter.
And Kenyon Drake runs for an 80-yard touchdown in the first quarter.
That's pretty much what you needed to happen.
That's exactly what I needed to happen. Now Chris Carson did try to come back out for a second, and then went back out after that. So when I saw that, I was like, I still didn't think there was a chance. I'm like, okay, our scores are going to be maybe closer, but I would still need a bomb day from Kenyon Drake, and I would still need
Cortland Sutton not to his projections.
And Cortland Sutton not to do anything. And DeAndre Washington had to have a good game, which
everything happened for
basically everything went right in that afternoon game.
The stars aligned.
So taking Cortland Sutton, who did nothing during his game, and not because he was hurt or anything, he just didn't do anything.
It was a run game. Detroit's a terrible run defense. I kind of thought about that and then was thinking about switching him to actually, I was kind of thinking of picking up Sharp, the wide receiver to try to steal some points from Tannehill from you.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he hasn't done much because I knew New Orleans' slot defense was terrible. They were bad.
Yes.
He got 2 touchdowns and like 20-something points.
Two freaking touchdowns.
I would have stole 2 touchdowns away from you.
On top of, I actually considered playing him over Anthony Miller, and then I ended up switching out Anthony Miller at the very end with DeAndre Washington, which was literally a last 2 minutes before the game started.
All week.
And I was thinking, I'd rather have the for sure touches because I don't know what Anthony Miller ended up doing. Oh, I dropped
him. He did terrible, by the way. I think he got hurt.
I couldn't, and I guess I made all the right decisions, and except for maybe Adrian Peterson over James Conner, but I thought I had to play James Conner.
You didn't think you'd get hurt? Come on.
No, I mean, I don't. James Conner, you did great for me last year. You did great when you were healthy this year.
Lost to the Jets.
I'm not picking you next year. I can't pick you next year. But
if Big Ben's back, he might be a little better.
So now, going into the final game.
Yeah. I still had 2 players.
He still had Boone and
Devontae
Adams, and I had a 28-point lead. And then stat corrections happened, and I had a 26-point lead.
So I was like, okay, if I can get 18 out of Devontae Adams, then I would just need 8 from Boone. That's
well above their projection. Or I think Adams was projected at 17, and Boone was projected at something like 13 or something
12.
like that. 12
stat corrections.
we'll get into that too. Because
if stat corrections didn't happen, I'd be the champion.
And if stat corrections did happen, which they did, I'm the champion. Because I would have lost to you last week.
Or
and you would have beat me this week.
Yeah.
And I would have beaten you. Yeah.
Yes. I would have beat you in the semis and you in the finals.
Yeah.
But
thank God for stat corrections. Yeah. Kenny, just play Drew Brees. Why would you play over Tom Brady? Just make it not even a question. So we finally get to Monday night. And I'm sorry it's taking a long time to recap this, but this is why you're all here for the championship game.
He was feeling like this for what felt like an eternity, I'm sure.
Our projections went from 93 to 7% for you to literally going into Monday night 50-50. Yeah. And I felt that you had a better chance. It's Boone. Yeah. He's a starting running back for a run-happy team. Mm-hmm. And Green Bay's defense, while not terrible, not super great against the run, much better against the pass.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Davante Adams, I'm like, if he gets a touchdown, it's pretty much over. KO right there.
He dropped that touchdown right before halftime.
He dropped the touchdown before halftime.
It was still a little behind him, but that was a catch he makes most of the time.
And going into halftime of that game, you had 148 points, I had 160, so you needed 12. But the big story was Boone was doing nothing.
Yeah.
He was getting stopped all night.
Yeah, what was he, like 11 for 20-something yards?
Something freaking terrible.
He had a little over 2 yards of carry.
It was
bad.
Why do I do that? Every time.
Every freaking
time. Here it is. Nope, that's Mark Andrews. Boone had 28 yards.
I think it was on 11 rushes, so a little over 2 a carry.
Yeah, so literally nothing. He was doing nothing. And then, but again, you only needed 12 points in the second half from two guys who were probably, they're fighting for playoff spots, so they might be.
They're fighting for their division.
They're fighting for the division.
The division was on the line.
And keep in mind, in my other league, I needed Aaron Jones to do well and Davante Adams to do nothing for me to win that one.
Last touchdown that was what killed me. When Aaron Jones scored that last 30-yard run touch, I was like, I lose.
Aaron Jones
that to be a pass.
Aaron Jones scored a 55-yard touchdown run.
Oh, it was 55.
It was 55.
Yeah, I know it was big, but jeez.
I literally walked, and this was late in the game when you're at 151-ish, 152-ish points. I walked into the other room and just screamed, yes, because now
you just won both leagues.
The Vikings are up by 2 scores.
No, the Packers are.
I'm sorry, the Packers are up by 2 scores at this point, which means the Vikings have to throw the rest of the game, which means even if Boone gets in, which, by the way, he was benched the second half for Abdullah.
Yep.
Who one of us had on our bench?
You did.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was picking up players after
to stop me.
To just stop you, just in case something happened, Davante Adams got hurt during Monday getting off the plane or something. Mm-hmm. I was picking up all the next best players just to keep my chances there. Davante Adams had 2 catches, I think, in the second half, which got you to 153. But once Aaron Jones ran for that touchdown, I just knew it was like the Vikings are going to throw, and they're feeding the ball to Aaron Jones. And I was actually, until he got that touchdown, I was only ahead by 1 point because they got a couple of other rushes on that drive on my other league. And then he ran for the 55 yards, and I ended up winning 178 to 150, whatever it was.
And that's how Kyle became champion.
And that's how he became champion. Yes, that was long-winded, but that's the championship recap. In case you weren't aware, no points left on our bench. We played.
Gallup and Freeman would have helped me a lot.
Gallup and Freeman would have helped you. Adrian Pearson would have helped me over James Conner. I should have known better than to play James Conner. But it was James Conner coming back from.
I really liked Gallup too, but I was so worried about Dak Prescott that I threw him on my bench.
It was a hell of a championship matchup.
Yeah,
it was crazy ups and downs, lots of emotion.
There was constant on edge on both sides.
The stat corrections for the week.
Doesn't matter.
Jacksonville's defense, Oakland's defense did not affect anything. But holy moly, freaking crazy.
Let's go game really quick.
We'll just talk about.
We're running out of time, aren't we?
Yeah, we have 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll just.
We still got to do our wrap up.
That's true.
Hello, sir.
I'll see you guys.
What?
Oh, you out of here?
You're not going to hang out for the rest?
Yeah, we just stay for 15 more minutes and I'll give you your money. Okay, well, that was easy.
Plus, we're going to do a little.
Oh, yeah, we have to do the grab bag and see who wins.
See who wins the extra $5.
Congratulations to Kenny, who wins his money back, 3rd place. Destroyed.
Stomping
Braden.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Aaron Rodgers, you remember fantasy footballers were play drop, not even bench.
Yeah. Drop Aaron Rodgers. And we said, I think we said on the last podcast, I do not trust Aaron Rodgers against Minnesota. Mm-hmm. But Kenny, this wasn't even close. You destroyed Actually, no one other than Drew Brees. No one really like crazy points. Philip Lindsay finally had a good freaking game.
I mean, like, there's a lot of double digits. 21, 16, 18, 21, 30. Like, that's pretty consistent right there. A lot of points.
Solid game. And then, once again, workhorse Christian McCaffrey leading the way.
Christian McCaffrey does.
I'm going to draft him next year.
I got a question for you, Michael. If I offered you a trade before the trade deadline of Lamar Jackson for Saquon Barkley, would you have taken it?
This would have been week 8.
8? When he was... That was before he got hurt.
That was... No.
No, that was during...
That was during his injury. He was going to trade him during the injury.
Would you have taken that?
No.
Damn.
Because I was comfortable with my quarterback.
Okay.
Who was your quarterback?
At week 8, it was... that was the week that's
when you traded.
Prescott,
so you got Prescott, and you were okay with Prescott?
who had 30 points in week 9, so I was happy with that.
All right. Well, there goes my dream.
Kenny was that. And then...
This league
sucks. Went home. We had
look at that score.
Single most points scored.
7 points.
Single most points scored. Right. So now Jason is in the over 200 club.
Yeah. Congratulations. That also gets you a little prize ticket to go into the raffle.
You got a raffle ticket. So congratulations, Tim, champion from last year.
Tickets.
Goes down to 8th place.
Finishes in 8th place this year. Jason, who barely missed the playoffs last year, barely missed the playoffs this year, finished in 7th, just outside the playoffs again, second year in a row. He says he quits, but we'll see about that. And then
the people that didn't play in a game?
They don't exist.
They don't exist. We don't care.
Like
about
the
them.
limit.
Me and Wayne.
Then finally for the
toilet bowl.
For the toilet bowl for the minus $25 that's going to pay for the championship ring.
Aaron Jones.
Damn, Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones killed him.
Did it for look at Aaron Jones and Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
28 points each.
That's freaking crazy. Bailey.
For those who didn't know, he drafted via FaceTime call.
Yeah, right. He did.
He was not present.
Bailey lost to someone who wasn't present, which is really funny. You know what's really actually funny? Quick side note, I'll do a really quick one. One of my friends in my family league went 0-13 in our league, and my brother Michael went 3-13. But they played each other in the final matchup, and the 0-13 guy won. So when you look at the final standings, it just shows a regular season record, and it shows my brother at 3-10 in last place, and the guy above him is 0-13 in the standings, which is just really funny. But Bailey paid me before the game was even over. He Venmoed me money.
When he saw that touchdown.
When he saw that, I gave me the money. It was really funny. So Bailey last year got last place if you take out the people who didn't play this year.
Yeah.
So he got second to last place last year behind
Rethink
Peter.
your draft strategy, buddy.
And then, or grow your hair out. When you had long hair, you were a good fantasy football player. He got a haircut today. Did you see him? He has a haircut today.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you should go see him. He has a haircut. You might want to lower your head a little bit if you want to get in here.
Nah, he's fine. He's fine.
And then that's it.
That's it.
That's it for fantasy football this year. Now, before we go,
awards.
Awards.
Got to remind you who our names are.
Champion and not champion.
Champion Kyle. I can't do this right.
All
right. Before we go,
backwards.
We are going to give our grab bag Mario Party style awards to see who is going to win this year. I'm just going to go over them real quick.
And then drop them in the box.
And then drop them in our fancy box here.
Box.
Okay. Good. Vanna White's here to help with us. And you can actually pick it out. So here we go. I'm just going to do this in any random order so that you can see. But I have the category that's on here and the person who won that category. So this year...
We have a tie on one of them. We'll do a coin flip if that comes out.
Biggest blowout goes to Jason. Best quarterback for the year goes to Kevin.
How about biggest steal of the draft?
That goes to me too.
Round 15.
Most regular season wins goes to Braden. Most points scored against them goes to Bailey.
Bailey. Having a rough, we're giving something back if you schedule.
The first person to spend all of their fab
it's Jason.
Goes to Jason. So Jason, you did a great job of making sure you get a lot of lottery tickets in here. Most budget left over goes to Kenny.
Kendrick.
Who only spent
not spending
$50. Most seasonal points goes to Kevin.
Just barely. Braden had an edge on me, and I overtook him in the last week.
Most trades goes to Michael and Jason
Coin flip.
because they basically traded with each other the entire year.
4 trades between them.
So
We did last year too.
we'll do a coin flip on that. Biggest game goes to Jason at 207 points. Congratulations, welcome to the 200 Club.
Insane.
Most moves made throughout the year. Kyle, I had made the most
He
moves.
gets
this year.
around.
I do. I'm the
19-year-olds.
best defense this year. Who
I
is?
think we all know who this is.
It's what you ended up with.
Yeah.
So
we
next
had our
year,
team at the end.
so actually next year, if you want an extra ticket and someone does really good, gets hurt in week 14, and someone drops them, they're out for the year.
Grab 'em.
Pick them up, put them on your roster, and you get an extra ticket. Best defense this year goes to the Patriots, which was owned by moi.
all year long.
The best kicker goes to Bailey.
Oh yeah, he picked up Butker.
Butker.
Who was his tight end? Darren Waller?
Yeah.
Best tight end goes to Wayne, who was actually
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. The best running back goes to
Yeah, this was.
Braden.
This was.
That
That's
was,
not even
we didn't even have to look
close.
that one up.
It was not even close.
And finally, the best wide receiver goes to Kevin at
Michael
Michael
Thomas.
Thomas, who set the record for most receptions in a season. All right.
Yeah, that really helped
shake,
in the PPR league.
shake that all up.
How many do I pick?
3.
You're going to pick 3, and these are all $5. So these are the people who are going to get an extra $5.
All right. Let's
The
see.
first one.
See who winner number 1 is.
The first winner number 1 is the most moves.
Nope.
Kyle with an extra $5.
Cheating.
I think
He
I'm
weighted
cheating.
that paper.
I literally cannot. The next one
Oh, most move.
is the most trades. Michael and Jason. So we'll have a coin flip on that one.
And the last one.
And the last one, finally, for the last $5, is the biggest game blowout.
Jason.
Jason. Oh, I'm sorry. No, the biggest game period. The most points scored. Jason.
All right.
207. So,
Coin for Jason and Michael.
since Jason accuses me most of being a cheater,
Yeah.
this actually works that he got a lot of the things at the very end. Because I ended up getting 5 points.
All right. Ready
okay.
for this?
So here we go.
Heads I win, tails he loses.
There we go. That sounds fair to me.
All right.
So who's good? Who's heads? Who's tails?
I'll go
You're
tails.
here. You
I'll
want
go
tails?
Tails. Here we go. 4.
Damn it.
I defer.
Wait, are we going to flip again, or what's on there?
It's heads.
It's heads. It's Jason.
Jason, you win $10 at the end of the year, and I win 5. Sweet.
There you
So,
go.
Man,
There you go.
This is just my year.
Fun little
I'm gonna
thing at
update.
the end.
I'm gonna update
Sorry, buddy.
the.
What?
Sorry, I didn't flip it right.
That's fine.
I tried to flip it on the table and it just missed.
I'm gonna update the money stats with the final total in the.
A lot of people,
Facebook
I
group.
think, deleted their app, so I don't know if you're
Well,
going to see it.
also, maybe you'll watch this, but either way, if you didn't get money, you didn't get money.
Yeah. They'll come up and tell you if you won.
Guys, that is it for this year. Congratulations. It was a great year. Great year. I'll see you guys all next year. Should be a lot more fun. And next year's draft video is going to be so freaking epic and awesome. I can't
We're doing
wait.
Disney princesses next year?
Yeah.
Yes, vote on what you want me to do for all of your pictures. And new rule in the league: if I take the goddamn time to make you a picture, it is going to be your profile picture in our league.
Mine was.
Yours was. No, yours was.
I have my own picture.
His is
I
the-
took a lot of time to
Then I'm going to make a realistic looking
His is the
mongoose thing like
mongoose.
There
that.
you go. I'll probably change my team name next year. This team is not a winner.
We'll see you next year. Thank you guys very much for a great year. I am Kyle. This is Kevin.
Yeah, that's me.
And
Michael.
And Michael showed up.
I
Special
don't have
guest.
a Michael thing. We'll see you next year. Good job. Congratulations.
Michael.
Have fun.
Just like everyone else.
You just snapped us into nothingness.
Yeah.